Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I'm here with my friend and colleague, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups. We're the BizChicks. We look forward to hearing from our other contributors, Dr. Tachi, all the way from Florida, and from Terry Johnson, online everywhere from New York City. So, with that, we always like to get started with this week in tech. And so, I'm going to put you in the place of authority, Miss Fran, and let you tell us all about what's going on this week.
Okay. February 4th, 2004. Does anybody know what happened? Mark Zuckerberg launches the Facebook.
Really? 2004? Is that? It's not even 30 years old? Okay. Wow.
Which would later become Facebook. And then the world changes forever. That's major. February 4th, 2004.
Wow.
Okay. February 5th, 1952, the first Don't Walk sign was installed in New York City. The installation of this sign was inspired by the growing number of deaths resulting from pedestrian accidents. And in a note on tech and Black history, it was a African-American gentleman who created
the stoplight.
The signal lights. Yep. But, I guess people was just going to keep walking, and I guess to get...
Evidently, they needed more indication that it was not their turn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. So, Apollo 14 lands on the moon, February 5th, 1971, and it's the third manned moon expedition, lands near Fra Mauro. Alan Shepard and Edward Mitchell walk on the moon for 4 hours.
Did they walk that long? Wow.
I guess we wasn't up there, so,
No, but I can remember watching it on TV. I guess because it was probably just a news clip.
Yeah. And news clips probably tended to be a lot longer because there wasn't a lot on TV.
But I'm sure I wasn't sitting there for 4 hours. I don't remember that.
Right. Yeah, that would have been like watching, I don't know. And so I'm sure that Katherine Johnson had something to do with that as well.
And
if you don't
calculations.
Yeah. She and some of the other Black women were instrumental. They were the computers. They were human computers. Of course.
Yes, they did. And you can see a summary of that story in the movie Hidden Figures.
Correct. So there were quite a few figures in Black history. This is Black History Month. So I'm going to kind of weave some of them in there. Let's see. Okay, Victoria's Secret. First Victoria's Secret webcast. That was February 5th, 1999. They held their first annual online fashion show. It attracted 1.5 million visitors.
That must have been a shock.
Right. And it was considered the first major successful webcast.
By a major brand.
Right. And before that, everything was watched on television. It wasn't A webcast. Wow. Okay, February 6, 1971, Apollo 14 astronaut Alan Shepard hits the first golf ball on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Interesting. Why would we? Well, okay.
He used a 6-iron attached to a sample collection tool. So I don't know. Okay.
Maybe they wanted to see the effect of gravity.
Okay. All right. Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, decides to leave to pursue other interests. February 6, 1986. Reportedly, that he was unhappy that the company was devoting most of its resources to the Macintosh at the expense of the Apple II. He remained a shareholder on the board and eventually came back as an advisor when Gil Amelio became CEO. He makes sporadic appearances at Apple events, but still does not perform any official capacity at Apple. Look, he's just enjoying the benefits of his labor. You know, this man, he's the one who put the computer together. Steve Jobs kind of did the rest of it, but it's this guy's work that our computers are based on.
That makes it possible for us to have personal computers made in
Right,
the USA.
right.
Hmm.
And that's him. And he still, he walks around and do you know how much his stock is worth?
I can't even imagine.
And there was another guy who had invested in Apple but pulled out early.
Yes.
We still don't know. I mean, we don't remember his name. Somebody should, but I was like, dude, what were you? Well, he wasn't thinking. Sometimes getting out too quickly is not a good idea.
Mm. All right.
So, DAF 600 is unveiled. That's February 7th, 1958. The Dutch car DAF 600 is introduced at the Amsterdam Motor Show.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been an it would have been an altogether unremarkable car, except for the fact that it was one of the first cars to offer an automatic transmission at an affordable price. What? That was
And what year was that?
1958.
Okay.
That car is little, and I don't know if I'd be in it.
Well, you know something? I always wondered about that. Why European cars tended to be smaller, but then I thought about the roads.
Yes, their roads are not because they're still driving on those roads that were done by carriages, not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And because of the buildings and things, you can't just go in there and widen the road
Mm-hmm.
because the buildings are hundreds of years old.
Yes. And
So
many of them go around mountains and small passages with one lane in each direction.
because they were made for horse and buggy, that
Mm-hmm.
those roads were not. And what are you going to do? Tear the castle down and move some more so you can get some more lanes?
Mm.
That's probably not going to be a thing. And anyway, my final story, February 7th, 2003, after losing a chess match to the computer, Deep Blue in 1997, the world chess champion Gary Kasparov and the computer Deep Jr. battle to a draw. So apparently he did not redeem himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to see, who do I want to pick? There are so many people. I'm going to talk about Valerie Thomas. She's an
Okay.
American data scientist and inventor. She invented the illusion transmitter, for which she received a patent in 1980. She was responsible for developing the digital media formats that image processing system used in the early years of NASA's Landsat program.
Wow.
hmm And that is, she's a Black woman in tech.
All righty,
So,
guys. We have been doing things for years and in tech. And so I don't want us to abandon tech. I want us to get even deeper. I encourage you to get even deeper into tech and
yes,
embrace it.
she had a strong interest in technology early on, but
Mhm.
didn't receive the support until she attended Morgan, let's see,
State.
Morgan something. Let me look here. I got to click into it. Then they give you all of the,
Mm-hmm.
and then they don't put it in the
Yeah.
order.
Oh, okay.
Come on, people.
Well, I'm almost
Um,
sure it's going to be Morgan State University
Probably she
at
was only one of
HBCU.
two women in her class to major in physics. She
Mm-hmm.
attended Morgan State University. She excelled at school and landed a job as a mathematical data analyst for NASA from 1964 to 1995. She conducted large scale experiments developing computer data systems, and most notably spearheading the development of the first satellite to send images from space, Landsat. The technology she developed is still used by NASA today.
Wow. There you go. So, wow. You just don't know till you know. You don't know what you don't know. Congratulations to her. And I'm so glad she had a patent.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And and a lot of times, we think, oh well, they did all this stuff. That this was the time when people didn't like necessarily that you were doing this stuff.
No. Or you were, let's just say you weren't embraced.
Right. And that is a fair point. So even if somebody doesn't embrace you, push on with your stuff. It doesn't matter. You set the room, you do the thing, in spite of somebody not embracing it or whatever, because we need what you have to offer. Yeah.
Good morning,
So
TJ.
just keep pushing, keep making headway. You're changing the world, and without the things that you contribute, even if it's not on a global scale, you're changing and affecting the world of those around you just by you doing what you're supposed to do, even when somebody does not receive you in the way you think you should be received. Keep moving anyway.
I agree with that, even though I'm coming on in the end of it.
Yeah, we were talking about Valerie. Um, where'd my little story go? Okay, Valerie Thomas, and she
Valerie
was she
Thomas.
went to Morgan State University, worked at NASA,
Oh, okay.
and developed some computer systems that they're still using today.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, she excelled.
In the 80s.
Yeah, and she majored. Was it the eight? No, it was 64 to 95. Yeah, she was running stuff. Um,
I have to look that up. Valerie Thomas, you said?
Valerie Thomas,
Okay.
uh-huh.
I'll look it up.
And she still she developed the first satellite to send images from space called Landsat.
Hey,
But
things
she
you
wasn't.
learn.
Yeah, she had a strong interest in technology, but didn't receive the support for it until she started
What?
attending Morgan State University.
Okay. Yeah, keep doing what you got to do.
hmm
And kudos to Morgan State
Oh
that
yeah,
that they didn't crush her dreams in the 60s.
I know. And my niece is a alum,
Mhm.
Morgan State.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we did a little bit of tech history and a little bit of Black history in tech.
There you go.
Mhm.
Cool.
And that is what I have for you this week. Now that I can talk again.
Oh, I
I'm,
know how that
I'm
is.
I'm so happy that your voice is back. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. So I guess I am up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was looking at some of the things from the Consumer Electronics Show.
Mm-hmm. Which I have
And
not paid attention to this year.
I
What's
didn't
going
either.
on?
well, let's talk about
There's
let's talk about how
shenanigans happening.
yeah, there's so much going on, you know what
Too
I'm
much.
saying?
Too
People
much.
taking up the oxygen.
Too
So
much.
I put together a couple of little vignettes that I think will help us to see what's going on at the electronics show. So
Okay.
let's start with this one talking about houses.
Las Vegas was buzzing as tech lovers flooded the CES 2025 floor, but the real showstopper? The futuristic homes that felt straight out of a sci-fi movie. First up, the Chameleon House, a smart home that changed colors based on your mood. Feeling relaxed, the walls glowed with soft blues. Pumped up for a party, neon pink and electric green. The secret? A new dynamic paint infused with micro-responsive nanotech. Then, there was the zero-gravity lounge, where furniture used magnetism to float, adjusting to your position like a high-tech magic carpet ride. Imagine sipping coffee while your couch gently hovers to the perfect height. No buttons, no motors, just pure futuristic bliss. And let's talk about the self-healing kitchen. Spill coffee on the counter? The material absorbs it and repairs itself in seconds. Burn a pan? The smart stove senses the heat and adjusts automatically. No more ruined breakfasts. But the real jaw-dropper was the Biodome home. This fully off-grid, self-sustaining house had transparent solar walls, an AI-powered indoor garden that grew your groceries, and a built-in atmospheric water generator that pulled moisture from the air. Fresh produce and water without leaving your couch? Yes, please. As the show wrapped up, one thing was clear. The homes of the future weren't just smart. They were alive, adaptive, and way cooler than we ever imagined. Welcome to 2025, where home truly is where the tech is.
Wow.
I know.
Give me the Chameleon House and the indoor garden.
Isn't that nice? I like the fact that they had the humidifier that pulled the water out of the air for you.
Yeah, I love that.
If ever a time we needed pure water, it might be about now.
That was good.
And then the counter that you spilled the coffee
The
and
self-healing.
the
Yeah.
stove that keeps your pot from burning. I need one of those.
Now, you would have thought that came out a while back, right?
Yeah.
When the temperature got too hot, it would turn itself
it
down.
down.
I was like, oh,
I
that
want one
should
of
be
those.
happening.
That the sensors would already be in there, right? To keep
Right. Somebody
cell
just
phone
didn't.
fire. But
Mark said,
Or go ahead.
Mark said Valentine's Day is coming. Feel free to buy me one of those homes.
Me too.
Those houses.
what those dome
Or
homes?
how about this? The pan that automatically knows what's in it and cooks it at the right temperature.
Oh, hey.
You put
Now,
the
see,
steak in or the chicken.
Now, see, I think that could be a thing because
Yeah.
if we can do AI and talk to our devices in the house,
Because
if
they
that
already
device,
know. They already know.
that device is connected to the stove, right?
Yes.
So the device you say cook,
Or the oven sets the right temperature. But I want to make bread. What's the right temperature? And
correct. And we don't have to do this.
Right.
It says, okay, the oven is ready for the dough. Please put the dough in. Because my air fryer, it says you turn it on, it gets to a certain temperature, and it tells you to add the food.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're
My
telling
air
it.
fryer doesn't do that. I need a new one.
You put in there what you want to cook,
Right.
and then it'll say, and you tap all the buttons, and then it'll say, and it'll start heating up, and then it'll go dee and say add food, and then so you put the food in there, close the thing,
I need
and
one
it
of those.
cooks for that time frame and
Mhm.
shuts itself off.
Because
Now,
mine,
see,
I still gotta press. I gotta preheat, press the buttons, and well, I'm making chicken wings. What do I put it in? Do I have to run to YouTube and YouTube? Somebody's made a lemon pepper, and they tell
Update.
me what it is.
You need to update your
Yeah, I
the
need a
air
new air
fryer.
fryer. Yes,
Yeah, because
mine
they
is
do
4
stuff
years
now.
old.
They got dual baskets, so you can cook one on one side and something
oh,
on the other.
nice. Okay.
I've seen a lot of ones that I like all in one that I want, and I'm like, okay, I don't know which one I want, so I need a new one.
There we are. Mark, did Mark have a comment?
Yeah.
He said, "Listen, I rely on my grill that tells me when the meat is done." Let's just say that Mark is not a culinary master.
See, you have to look up things. Even I that cook, I cook, but I don't remember everything.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh well, what do you put the oven temperature on? Then I gotta go run to the recipe book or YouTube. I do YouTube.
Okay, but see, you have your digital assistant. What is the temperature? What
I can do that. I do that too, but I just like doing because I have the video one in the kitchen. And I just hit and do you, and I say blah 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 YouTube video, and it pulls it up, and I can watch the person.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't trust. See, we don't trust the AI yet enough to just tell us. Okay.
No, I just like watching the people prepare.
That's what I was going to say. Some people just like video. I'm a video learner.
Opinion.
Yeah, I love you.
I'm more visual.
Yeah. So I can do that. I can tell the assistant to, what the blah, blah, blah. But I was like, I like watching the people, cook the food. Like a lot of chefs have great videos.
They do. My daughter does that. She uses YouTube for her.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah, because she was making lasagna.
There's a couple of chefs that I follow, and I'm like, they got one person had videos from like way back. Like, so that's another testament of YouTube. Like they put a recipe for bread or chicken or whatever. And you think, well, I know how to do chicken, whatever. I don't need a video. But see, there's people coming in, new people, kids are growing up, moving from Gen Z to, to
and
whatever.
We took home ec out of school.
Yeah, and they have to know how to cook. And the parents didn't teach them.
And we were so busy working, we didn't have time to teach.
They teach them. They Uber Eats. They Grubhub now. And sometimes they go, hey, let me try.
Exactly.
They don't have people that tell them. So YouTube is there to fill in the gap with the chef.
And it's sort of like a friend. It's sort of like a friend because the person's talking to you while they're cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a couple of chefs that they have see, the YouTube is where the personality has to shine because they'll have there'll be 100 million videos on how to make lemon pepper wings, but I will watch the one that is personable and shows me, and
the one that you can relate to.
Yeah.
What's Mark saying here, friend?
He said, I do that with my air fryer too. I watched multiple YouTube videos for what I am about to make so that I don't end up with burnt food or salmonella.
Yep. There's a lot of air fryer specific, anything that you want, it's there.
Okay, well, I have one more video, ladies, because I'm all about the robots. So I had to do one on robots. Okay.
The annual Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas is a global stage for innovation. In 2025, CES once again showcased cutting-edge technology. Among the highlights were advancements in robotics. Two robots in particular captured the imagination: the Unitree G1 humanoid robot and the Mirakai robot by Enchanted Tools. These robots demonstrate the incredible progress in artificial intelligence and its integration into our daily lives. These robots are not just technological marvels, they represent a future where humans and robots coexist and collaborate. The potential applications are vast, ranging from industrial automation to personal assistance and even companionship. The Unitary G1 is a remarkable humanoid robot designed for agility and precision. Developed by Unitary Robotics, the G1 is their second foray into humanoid robots. What sets it apart is its ability to mimic human movements with astonishing accuracy. This is achieved through advanced AI algorithms that allow the G1 to adapt to different situations. The G1 is not just a pre-programmed machine, it learns and improves its movements over time. This robot is designed to navigate complex environments with ease. Its sensors and AI work together to create a real-time understanding of its surroundings. This allows the G1 to maintain balance, avoid obstacles, and even perform delicate tasks. The G1's AI capabilities extend beyond movement. It possesses an advanced perception system. This system allows the robot to recognize and interact with objects and people. It can identify faces, understand gestures, and even respond to voice commands. The potential applications for the G1 are significant. In industrial settings, it can assist with tasks that are dangerous or repetitive for humans. Its precision and dexterity make it suitable for assembly lines and quality control. In personal settings, the G1 could assist with household chores, provide companionship, or even act as a care provider. While the Unitary G1 focuses on physical capabilities, the Mirakai robot by Enchanted Tools specializes in emotional intelligence. Designed for elderly care and social interaction, Mirakai is more than just a machine, it's a companion. Its AI is specifically trained to understand and respond to human emotions. It does this by analyzing facial expressions, voice tones, and even body language. Mirakai is designed to learn from each interaction. It adapts its behavior and responses to suit the individual. This personalized approach makes Mirakai an ideal companion for the elderly, providing not just practical assistance but also emotional support and engagement. The advancements in AI-integrated robotics showcased at CES 2025 are truly remarkable. Robots like the Unitary G1 and Mirakai are not just technological feats. They represent a future where humans and robots work together, learn from each other, and enhance each other's lives.
So that's what I wanted to share with you, that they're learning more, they're getting more emotionally intelligent, and their uses seem to be more practical. And that's what I have for you today,
Oh,
ladies.
they're becoming Rosie Robot and the robot from
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jetsons.
Lost in
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was really astonished when I saw it walking the dog. I was like, okay.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger.
And now the one with dog, walking the dog, I was like, now they don't understand that there are dogs that pull.
Yes. Mhm.
And I guess it's
Well,
steady enough that the dog is not going to pull against it or something. Because a human, the dog is pulling the human all over the place, and this
Yep, the
dog,
dog leads you. You don't need the dog.
and maybe the robot is so strong,
the dog is
the
like, oh,
dog
I
has
can't
to
do that.
yield to.
Maybe the
Yeah,
robot has some kind of dog whisperer button and it knows how to whisper to the dog and
I don't know, because
get
they
the
say
dog
that
to do.
that it is learning, right, as it goes. So yeah, maybe it's programmed to respond to certain things. I don't know.
That
But
just
I was
reminds me that I keep mentioning that movie with Robin Williams where he's the robot and he's in the family. The father is some kind of engineer and he brings them home and the robot lasts for like decades in the house. Becomes like a like a part of the family.
Bicentennial Man.
Yes, that's it. I was just like, that is just fascinating. And we're getting to that.
and did you see the baby robot? I was like, what is
A
this?
baby robot?
Yes, it was a little robot like a baby doll. I was like, what? So now we got a whole family of robots. We got mom, dad, and
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they had
what was its
people who
purpose?
wanted to be to play so that the kids can have somebody to play with.
Oh, that would be its purpose. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know how kids have imaginary friends, and now they can have a robot friends.
Well, we have all these stuffed animals. I'm looking over here in the playpen. I guess.
Yeah, but the stuff that, but we saw where we had that creepy cat story a long time
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah,
and the cat was uh, it was a companion to somebody
it's
that,
interactive. So, and I just thought about, remember Teddy Ruxpin? Remember that
Yes.
toy that they were
Absolutely.
crazy because it talked back and the eyes moved, and
Yeah.
it's interactive. So,
yep. And then they had the pets for the senior people where you
Yes.
pet it and the
yeah,
cat would purr
yes,
and the dog, and there was the sensation that the thing was alive. So
right. Because it's for those who, like sick and shut-in people who unfortunately maybe all their family members are gone and they don't have any, you need that kind of, they want that kind of companion thing. So I don't see anything wrong with it.
I don't either. The creepy cat one, I don't know
Yeah,
about.
it can't be creepy. See, it's got to be like Bicentennial Man. It's got to be like it was Robin Williams, but they put
Right.
little robot stuff on him, and then they kept taking it off, and he became more human.
Right. And then, Netflix don't help us too much when they put out movie. What was the one where the nanny was anyway, she was a robot that you probably didn't want, but
See, that's if it was something horror, I don't.
and it wasn't, well, I guess it would have been horror because it didn't start out that way. She was fixing
Thriller
stuff.
where
Yeah.
something innocent like Chucky the doll, like a dog comes and kills you. I don't watch that kind of stuff.
I like my mysteries to be
Because I won't
cozy.
be able to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anyway, she was a bot, and she came into the house to help get the kids off to school.
Like
and
a nanny.
Yeah, she was like a nanny.
It's nanny in a box.
Well, nanny in a box. That's good.
That wasn't
Mark
what she was
says,
doing.
I want a robot that knows how to fold a fitted sheet with a willingness to scrub the tub.
Thank you, Mark. Come on in with the practical stuff. That's right. That's right. That's the things we want.
Yep.
Folding a fitted sheet.
that is the worst.
There's some videos that show you how to do it, but I'm like,
okay. Oh, Subservience. That's the name of the movie.
What's it called?
Subservience, and it's it came out last year. Subservience.
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
So there you are. Those are the two things I wanted to share. Let me remove that. I was trying to remove it from the studio. All righty, Daddy. Thank you for the time, folks.
Yeah, TJ, you got the floor.
All right. So this week on social media news and updates, let's start. I always start with Snapchat. Let's get into Snapchat. So Snapchat has done a lot of things, and so what they're doing now is Snapchat Plus subscribers can now create custom AI generated stickers. Now, this is not new if you use Meta or Instagram because they have that feature in it. But it's Snapchat has it for the Plus subscribers. Snapchat Plus subscribers can create AI generated stickers in the chats. They're also adding the option to send self-destructing snaps. I think we talked about something about them sending things before. So Snapchat is trying to send stuff in the DMs and the inboxes. But we were saying last time those users they're used to things coming in their inbox.
Yeah.
So it's not like a shock. So they're also having something called Snap Mode that gives them more ways to interact with friends. Snap Mode will allow users to send self-destructing snaps that vanish if they aren't viewed within a set time frame. There'll be more Snap Mode options to come. Also, Snapchat has done some new things for this week for Super Bowl. They have a range of digital overlays for NFL fans. They have a couple of lenses, like a jersey lens, virtual football helmets, all kind of fun stuff in there for this week. Snap is also partnering with brands on dedicated Super Bowl promotions. They're saying Nerds, Uber Eats, and more. All of these lenses are in a dedicated Super Bowl AR bar and lens collection, which has all of the Super Bowl stuff in one spot. I have not looked. I will look today. Also, they are going to have digital overlays at the game itself in partnership with the NFL. So here's the quote. The NFL will integrate Snapchat Cam into Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, making it the second Super Bowl host stadium to feature Snapchat augmented reality technology. They did it in at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. They did it there. This Snapchat Cam will enhance fan engagement through immersive AR. Throughout the game, the NFL will place entertaining lenses on attending fans, including a custom New Orleans Super Bowl themed helmet, as well as Eagles and Chiefs helmets to foster a shared sense of excitement throughout the crowd. So this is becoming a trend with sports that they're doing AR and immersive in the location in real life kind of things, and then you can share them online.
Yeah,
and I think this is a good use of AR.
Right, because they do it. If you ever watch a basketball game, they put up these things. They put up the
lens, the
lenses, and then they want you to play the bongos, or they want you to
do all kind of things.
Yeah, with a lens that they put up during the show, or during halftime, or during Yeah, so they've been doing this already. I just didn't think the Super Bowl is different because you won't see it unless you look at the screen.
Right. You know, but it seems like they may be showing it on TV also. I'm not sure the details.
Yeah, it will, because what happens is, if you're at home, you'll see it. If you're at the game, you'll see it only if you look up
at the screen. But see, the thing is, they want to share, like with Snapchat, you'll be sending it to your friends or posting it to your stories or posting it to your spotlight or
So so if you have your Snapchat at the game,
right, you can do that. And then again, if you're sending it out to your friends, it may remind people, oh, I forgot. Well, I don't know how you could forget about the Super Bowl. It's been on the news, but I forgot. Let me go watch the game, or let me, something. So this could actually apply to any kind of television event, like a premiere for TV show or whatever. It would be smart to do this if this is their target audience, like the age range. You have a new show premiering. How do you get more of this group to say, hey, we want to watch that? Well, let your friends do the lenses, share them out. The friends see them. You see, it's kind of a word of mouth thing.
Yeah, and they give you a little something to send with the word of mouth.
Right. Yeah. Right. Snapchat is also partnering with the NFL for an official NFL X Snapchat. Oh, I guess the X is and NFL and Snapchat creator program, which will see a range of Snap stars in attendance at the big game to cover different aspects of the event for Snap's audience. So they're putting influencers at the game to, again, garner interest, bring their people in, and of course, with the Super Bowl, what do you want? You want viewership. You want numbers. NFL wants numbers. They want people to view it. Even though it's the Super Bowl, and like, okay, football fans know, but the rest of the world may be doing other things, forget, or don't want to watch, or this kind of sparks the interest. So they said they had some numbers that say 80% of Snapchatters in the US plan to tune into the game. So they want to tap into that audience. I think it's smart. Okay. I'll save that one for last. Google Photos is adding digital watermark for your AI generated images. I think I talked about this a couple of times, that and Meta is supposed to do it. I don't know if they've done. They probably have done it. Sora does it. OpenAI does it with the Sora. It's a digital watermark, so it's some of it is visual, like Sora is visual. Some of them will be invisible. So they'll be invisible, but it'll be like any AI detection system will be able to pick it up. Because again, remember, this is code, this code, computer talking to code, and they know what to look for. So Google Photos is adding its digital scent ID watermarks to photos that have been edited using the Magic Editor's generative AI feature. So this, from what I'm getting, this is available in the Pixel 9 series. It allows you to use Magic Editor and AI to reimagine a photo by describing an edit with text. So you're changing. Say you take a picture of something and somebody's walking in the background. You don't want the person walking. You can take that out. But see, Google's going to put a scent AI watermark in there to say that this was reimagined with AI. So anything with AI is going to be marked as AI. So this is so Scent ID is the watermarking system created by Google's DeepMind team that embeds a digital meta tag directly in the images, video, audio, and text to identify if they were created or altered using AI tools. So the watermark is already being applied to images that are entirely AI generated using Google's Imagen text-to-image model. And also, like I said, Meta has some watermarking systems. Adobe had some. This is what they're doing. It's like, okay, because AI it's gotten so good. The images and the audio has gotten so good to fool people. You won't be able to tell because you look at it and go, oh, remember in the beginning with Dolly and it was just ugly things that looked like Salvador Dali and
they could never get their hands right.
Get the hands right.
Imperfections, yeah.
The face look fake. Some of it, I could see some of it now, but now there's images. They're doing the AI influencers. Have you guys seen a lot of that? I've seen a lot of that where they're doing AI influencers and it looks like a real person talking, and then they go, "Oh, did you know I'm an AI AI whatever, AI generated?" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Remember we did that. Terry brought us this story from News One or Channel One
about the journalists.
Yeah, and all the journalists was AI. I don't know where they went. I tried going back to look for the
channel.
Yeah, and I was like, did somebody take them down or something? Because I haven't seen them. Because they were looking real and talking about real news.
It's going to get better.
Did look good.
It's going to get better to where it fools the human eye. It's not quite there yet. It's not there, but it will. Photos are altered using this reimagine with Google Photos. This is, reimagine is you take a real photo in real life and then you edit it. So it's going to have a marker in the about this image section because all your photos in Google Photos and Photos, they have a little eye button. You click it and you get the metadata and EXIF. So there'll be something in there that says this was reimagined with AI. And this is Google Photos. All right. Let's see. Let me do. Yeah, just now. All right. Let me do Instagram. Instagram has a couple of things. Okay. So do you remember a few weeks ago I said Instagram was they rearranged the grid on the profile and everybody got upset. They changed the dimensions from 1 to 1 to 3 to 4. And now it's 1080 by 13 something, and it was 1080 by 1080. So then that upset all of the aesthetic people of, oh my, because they plan their grid to look a certain way and the colors and the little puzzle things. And I said, nobody goes to your your profile. Nobody goes to your profile. You can go and look at each of your posts on Instagram. I have to double check, but it used to show you like how many taps from this post to the your profile. It was very low. Nobody goes to your profile unless they're stalking you to see what you posted last year. Because when you go to the profile, I believe you see the last 9 images in a square. Let me double check because I have not looked at Instagram in a while. Let me see. So when you go to your profile, yes, it's and then you scroll. But most people, it's like Google searching. When you get the Google search results page, you rarely go to page 2. I go to page 2 sometimes, but most people see that Google search result page if they're still using Google, and that's it. Even though there's like 12 pages beyond the first page of results matching the search term you put in. Same thing with the Instagram profile. People are not going there. They're staying in the feed. So if you got somebody liking your stuff for like 6 months, that's a stalker. That's a bot or a stalker or something. That's not somebody. They're not doing that. So because of the uproar and people get upset, oh, you did this on that. I'm like, get over it. So now Instagram is going to let you edit your profile grid and rearrange the order in which your posts are displayed in the app. It's not ready yet, but it's going to come soon because, of course, people made a big stink about the change. So the CEO says, in order to maintain creator control, we're building a tool so you can reorder your entire grid and make it whatever you want. Here, are you happy now? Can you move on to something that's more important than the aesthetic, pleasing look of your profile and nobody cares? Like, come on, there's other things to worry about. So they're working on a tool to let you edit and rearrange your content thumbnails on your IG profile. Edit grid. There you go. Now, another thing from Instagram, they're adding WhatsApp connection stickers for stories. This enables you to drive clicks from a private WhatsApp chat directly to your stories post on Instagram. And here it is, more integration between Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger. They're all kind of, they're all connected. Meta wants you to be connected. Once you get sucked into one, they want you to get in. Oh, they want all of the Meta, all of the Dust Star apps. You're in. We got you. All right. So the new WhatsApp sticker, which is it's available in the story sticker tray, lets you link through your WhatsApp presence by providing your phone number for verification. And they're saying this is a good way to raise awareness of your business WhatsApp channel. And then it can help you drive more direct discussion with potential customers. And this is the quote from the article: deepening bonds in Meta's app. And that's what I said. Meta wants you in. Once they suck you in, I thought I was out. You pulled me back. I think that was Pacino. I thought it was out and you pulled me back in. So that's what Meta wants you. They want you in. Why? Ads. Money. All right. So they're doing this also because messaging is on the rise. This is another thing I've mentioned, that private messaging is on the rise because people are moving away from public posting. They have family groups, they have, secret groups, they have niche groups around a topic. We talked about Peanut and a couple other apps that are just niche focused. Like mothers only want to talk about raising their children, or people who like knitting want to talk about knitting. They don't want to go to Instagram and see all the other stuff. I just want to talk about knitting. I just want to talk about golf. Put your niche, your interest in there, your industry, whatever. That's the thing that's happening. So Meta knows that. So they're trying to streamline everything to messaging. And they know that because the CEO says, quote, friends post a lot more to stories and send a lot more DMs than they post to the feed. They know that because they look at the numbers. They have the data to support this. So this is what they're doing. So this is going to be one of their focusing. Messaging is the primary way that people share on Instagram today, even though a lot of people don't think of us that way. So they know the numbers. Internally, they see it. Also, WhatsApp is on the rise in the West. WhatsApp is reaching 100 million US users last year. So they want to strengthen this connection. So posting a direct link between stories and WhatsApp could be a key step in, getting exposure, building a relationship, building, awareness, discoverability, all of that. Now, reading this story today has made me rethink WhatsApp. Shocking. But only because of the business aspect of this, and only because I have a separate phone that I use for TikTok, and I might put it on that phone and test it out. Because with Instagram, I was looking at the broadcast channels. Like, you know about the broadcast channels. Like, you can have a group and you send messaging to that group because they've joined you, but you have to have 10K. I think you have to have 10K followers. I think so. They also have this option with Facebook Messenger. I think you also have to have a certain amount of followers on your page. Well, WhatsApp, you don't have to do that. Just get them on your WhatsApp, and you can, and Meta is putting all of this messaging stuff over to WhatsApp. That's why I'm like, I might think about downloading and looking at it from that perspective of having a broadcast channel. Now, I have Telegram, and I've been thinking about Telegram, but see, here's the key. Telegram, if you don't have it, you have to download it. So I have to get people to download it. But if you've already got WhatsApp, and here we go, 100 million. If you've already got Facebook Messenger or Facebook, because remember, Messenger messages go inside of Facebook. See? So Meta is gatekeeping Instagram and Facebook Messenger with that 10K. And then I know a lot of smaller users don't have that. You don't have 10K. So until you get there, you might want to look at WhatsApp. I'm just saying, this was just a thought that I had today.
So I got a question. So basically, we have come full circle back to groups. We had groups in the first place, and we were talking to people in the group that was just, but now they want us to do group DM. They want us to be sending messages.
It's a thing because they see the internal messaging of the DMs and his friends, but then we got to take that and apply it in the business sense, because remember, Instagram sees creators and then it sees businesses as two separate things, and the business group will not get the tools that the creators have, even though those are the great tools and fun to have. So it was just an idea that I had today reading this story today, and I was like, well, wait a minute, let me take a look, because they're making this connection with Instagram and WhatsApp. Because if they're on Instagram, maybe you can get them to jump with WhatsApp if they got it. And most times they do have WhatsApp. So I still won't put it on my phone, but I'm looking at maybe, because they've got the WhatsApp for business side, which I've never looked at. So maybe I'll look at that. It's just a thought.
Hey there, I have a question.
Yes.
So how will this convert? That's what I'm.
What do you mean, from Instagram to WhatsApp or WhatsApp to Instagram?
Oh, no. Sorry. In general, like, many people are using social media to convert people to customers, etc. How will that work?
And this is what I'm saying. I'm that question. I have that too, because there's something about WhatsApp business, and I have not investigated this. So that's what got me thinking. I'm going to investigate. How would it work? How would it convert? How would it help you?
Okay.
In a business sense. See, I don't have that part yet. It was just an idea to go down this road to look and answer that question that you have. Great question.
Yeah, because as it is right now, WhatsApp is still very much a personal messaging app.
Okay.
It is not, they're trying to do things to make it more, quote, social like. So where you have stories and you have all these other things. But again, here's the thing with WhatsApp also. I mean, I use it every day.
Yeah, see, that's why I would want your insights, because I haven't used it in years. I don't.
Oh, yeah. I use it every day, not only because of family, but there are some people that I know that have chosen to start groups on WhatsApp and also Telegram. So, but Telegram can be annoying because you get you cannot make it private unless you pay. And so everybody sends you, hey there message. No, hey there. Get off my line. I'm here for a specific reason. So it's annoying in that sense. WhatsApp, you have a little more leverage because you can, block folks and not have them always sending you messages. But it's I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to translate beyond just having personal groups, unless
Right.
it is a group that you form that people pay to get into, and that's
Yeah.
another thing.
Right. And see how this piece, reading this story, fit into my thought process of changing, because when I see people or profiles or something on social media that interests me, and I'm like, well, let me investigate their funnel, like their link in bio. I always go to their link in bio and see what they're offering, how they're offering, whatever. And I think I got this from Threads, following somebody on Threads, and they were like, oh, join my free, join my whatever, my free group, my something, something, something. And it's like, okay, you go to the link in bio and then you look at the link. But the link was a WhatsApp link to get the free whatever. And I was like, well, I can't get it because I don't have WhatsApp. And it's bothering me. It was bothering me. And then I was like, okay, I need to put WhatsApp on the standalone phone that I have and try to see how that works. And then this story came along. So see, that's why I was like, I want to investigate it, because this person is using it as the lead magnet into their group, where they're like, there's free stuff over here. Come on over here. And you go, yeah, I want that guide, whatever the thing is of interest. And then it was a WhatsApp link to join their WhatsApp group, which is all legit. It's not like a scam, but it's like, okay, I need WhatsApp. But see, that's me. Most people are going to have WhatsApp and they're going to tap it and get into the group and whatever.
Or,
So
or
that's what I'm saying. I
not.
want to look at that.
Or not, even though they have all these millions of users.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, my phone, sorry. Unless they have all these millions of users, some people are just simply not going to want to use WhatsApp because it's not so it's viewed as the app that people use when you have people abroad or overseas.
Right.
That's the way it's viewed, and many people don't. So would they want to go ahead and download WhatsApp?
That's another question. I was just for me, it just sparked something for me to go down this road that may be a dead end. But I definitely want to look at it.
No, but it's a great thought. That makes sense.
And
this
story, and reading this story about, okay, they want to connect WhatsApp stories. What is it? WhatsApp connection sticker for stories in Instagram, and then that may answer your question about, well, they're not on WhatsApp. Well, if it's something they want, and I'm thinking on the freebie side, hey, I want that thing. All I gotta do is download WhatsApp with the link. I'll do that because I'm already in the meta world. See, that's
that makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm saying. With this story, it put another piece in this puzzle for me, because I was thinking, okay, WhatsApp, I'm not going to personally use it, but I know there's a lot of businesses that use it, and there's a business side of it. And all I'm saying is I'm going to investigate now because of this story.
And
it may be like you said, maybe a dead end, and that's a great question. How? Well, that's what I want to do. I want to investigate, put my little investigator hat on, and I'll report back. But this story is like one thing. Okay, I'm gonna look at WhatsApp for business, not the personal groups and all. I want to see how the business side ties in. You see, because I'm still not gonna put it on my phone, but I've got some other things that, hey, I got this phone. Let me test it out and see. And it really intrigued me because this one person I followed on Threads, and they were like, "Oh, download I forgot what it was," and I was like, "Hey, I'm there. I always go and click the link because I got throwaway emails. I don't really care. I got throwaway emails. Like, okay, I'll put one of my throwaway emails. Yeah." And I clicked it, and it was like, "Oh, this is a WhatsApp group." Like, I don't have WhatsApp on my phone. So what I'm saying is, this wants me to investigate it. That's all. Not to say that it's going to work. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's feeling like the yellow brick road for me. Like, what's down that road? Let's go see. that kind of thing. So when I read this story, that just was one more thing to click for me. So yeah, so this direct link between Instagram stories and WhatsApp. I'm going to take a look, and it may not come to anything, but I'm going to take a look and see. But great question, thank you. One more, Blue Sky, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Remember, Blue Sky is developing an app called Flashes. Does anybody remember? It's a photo sharing app. You're muted, friend.
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, it was like January, like mid-January or something. So there's some more on this front. Flashes, it is an Instagram alternative built on top of the Blue Sky social network. It's open to beta testers now. So you can beta test it through, I think you have to beta test it through the is it called Test Flight? There's an app on, I'm not sure on the Android side, but I know on iPhone side, they have something called Test Flight where you test out apps. So let's do that connection. But here's the kicker. There has so many people wanting to be beta tested that they paused the program for now. And it was built by a Berlin-based developer, Sebastian Vogelsang. If I messed your name up, sir, I'm sorry. Flashes runs on the same underlying protocol that powers Blue Sky. It's the AT protocol. It's a Blue Sky client. It supports photo posts of up to 4 images and videos of up to 1 minute in length. Users who post on Flashes will also have their posts appear on Blue Sky. Blue Sky users' comments on those posts will also appear on Flashes. So how does this work? Flashes is just sitting on top of Blue Sky, pulling out images and then making a feed that's image only. That's all it's doing. So it's not anything different. It is different, but all it is going to Blue Sky and saying, hey, give me your photos. I'm going to pull them over into this feed and put it into this app called Flashes. And then people download the Flashes because they're like, hey, I'm not into Twitter or Twitter-like, but I do like I want to see the images that people are posting on Blue Sky. And then this guy says, hey, I got you, Flashes, download that app, open it up. It looks like Instagram. But it's not available now because they had so many people wanting it that they paused it. There is a link to apply, I think, and let me see. I forgot. It's in here somewhere. I'll put it in later when I find it. So basically that's what it do. Flashes filters Blue Sky timeline for posts with photos and videos. Users can also search between their own Blue Sky feeds within Flashes to see different views of the social network. Because I couldn't understand. I was like, well, why do we need that? Why do you need the Flashes? And I was like, oh, okay. So it's for the people who don't like Twitter, who you want an Instagram view. So Flashes will give you that. Now, they're also going to build Blue Screen. It's going to be a TikTok-like feed for Blue Sky. That one's going to pull out videos only and make them look, they're going to look like TikTok because they're going to be vertical. That is also built on top of Blue Sky. There is not a beta for that yet. This is what this developer is working on. And down the road, he's going to want some money. So I'm just putting that out in case somebody says, hey, I want this. Well, they may ask you to pay later in some form or fashion. Because I don't believe there's ads yet. So how they surviving? They always say, oh, you don't have to pay and we're good. And 18 months later, they're gone or whatever. But not saying that about Blue Sky because it seems like it has legs. Now, the one thing that I did discover is that Flashes is not the only app that does this Instagram-like feed of Blue Sky.
Okay.
There's one called Pink Sky. Let me show it to you. They're like, what? Yeah, Pink Sky. And that one is available.
Is that like a pink elephant? No, go ahead.
No, it's instead of blue sky, it's pink sky. And I want to show you the page on the App Store.
Okay.
Okay, can we see? Let me zoom that. That is kind of small. Okay, let me zoom it for you.
Is that a stork? What is that?
Yeah, it's a flamingo.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a photo client for ATO. That's the protocol. So here, see photos and videos from people you already know on Blue Sky. Look here. Here's your interface. Doesn't that look like Instagram?
Looks real familiar.
Does that look like? Oh, that looks like home for the Instagram lovers. That looks like home. So again, this pink sky, it does the same thing. It pulls the feed of let me pull it down. Pink sky, it pulls the feed for blue sky. And it will ask, I think it will ask for authorization, and then it will look like that. That is pink sky. Now the blue screen, let me show you the blue screen. This is the blue screen for Blue Sky, a native Blue Sky video client, and this is the TikTok-like feed for Blue Sky. So in here, you'll be able to pick the videos, discover videos, following frequent, what's hot, discover, whatever here. And this is in German. A lot of this is in German. This screenshot, but this is a native Blue Sky video app. And it will pull videos only from Blue Sky, and you'll be able to edit and upload videos from this view, this video view only of Blue Sky, because you can still post on Blue Sky. So it's not taking that away. It's just here's an app. You like Instagram? Here's an app, for Blue Sky. Fred's here.
Hey, Fred.
So is it separate? Or
yes, it's an app store.
So there's separate apps.
The page I just showed you is the App Store on the desktop.
Yes.
But it's go to the App Store and type in pink sky.
So you got
okay. I think I see where you're going.
Pink for pictures, blue for video.
Yeah. Okay. The pink sky is not by the guy that did the flashes. That was how I got to this. Flashes is by the German developer. He's doing flashes. He's doing flashes. It's not so many people tried to get in that they had to pause the program to test it. These are alternatives that do the same thing as the flashes. Okay, go ahead, Frank.
And they all do the same thing as Instagram.
Correct.
Well, I haven't looked at it, but what it does is a feed that pulls media from Blue Sky feed. That's all it's doing. And it allows you the option to post Instagram like if that's your jam. You can get pink sky and post on there, or blue screen and post the videos on there if that's your thing, because there's some people that don't like Twitter text only. They don't want to see that, and they're like, I don't want to see. I didn't get into the Twitter thing. These people, they missed the Twitter boat from 2007 when it was like, oh, what's fun, and everybody enjoys Twitter, the old Twitter, not the thing that's floating around now. And these people don't want to see that view. They want an Instagram view. This is going to be geared towards who? Gen Z, used to an Instagram feed. Millennials used to.
They're not coming over here. They are not going over there.
There's too many steps.
There's too much. It's another
layer of crap. Sorry.
It's called Who Asked for This?
Agreed, but this is what they're doing. It's just a different view of the Blue Sky Firehole's Twitter feed, not Twitter feed, the feed that's going on with Blue Sky.
Well, Fred says this may be old, but going back to the whiz, blue is cold, pink stinks, Let's go green. Green sky.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there might be a green sky. Find the financial post. I don't know. But this is what's going on with Blue Sky. So again, they grew 1 million in a week. That's good, but
That wasn't last week.
But it's still a smaller growth compared to the big Death Star that is pulling in people from leaving every day. There's people leaving the X ship, figuring out where do we, I got my bags packed. Where do we go? And they go here and there and there and there. So there's different places for them to land.
Well, bless them. And may they be a blessing to their children.
Fred says, I am calling 1-800-CHAT-GPT to see what's really going on. So that's what's going on with Blue Sky. And that is your social media news and updates for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, well, Apple has this invite thing. Did you check it out yet?
I did.
Invite? What?
Apple has an app called Invites.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that you can send an invite to people in your contacts or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Apple Invites and send out. You can create invitations.
Okay.
Invites.
There it is, friend.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool. Like I use one. I got a meeting coming up. And I sent out a text to all the people to invite them to come with the details.
Mm-hmm.
You can send a note, invite guests. I got one person said that they're coming so far.
Good.
And it's better than a group text, I think.
Ah.
Now, what about the Android people?
I don't know. This is part of the Apple ecosystem, so I don't know. I don't know. They might. Can we ask Charles or
Because
somebody?
see, my people, what if my people? So I have some people that I want to invite, and they're not Apple users.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it sends an email or sends or something.
Well, here, okay, let's look at that. You know why? Because Apple has the RC.
Yeah.
Now you can send stuff to.
Yes, because that was the thing that people were about the green bubbles and the blue bubbles and all that stuff.
So, Dr. Tachi, are you still on Android? I can share an invite link to you.
I will be on Android forever and a day. I am not changing to iPhone ever.
So if I hit share link, I can send this to an Android person because it just says messages.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Just
send it to it can I can send it to anybody who has that I have their phone number.
Right. Okay, good. So it's
you want to send it to me?
Sure. Put it in the private
I'll
chat.
back channel you. Yeah.
Okay. We're like, wait, we don't want to blast it all over there.
So Fred says, I am creating an app called Moses that the people out of exit of places they don't. Actually, Fred, I'm laughing, but that's a great idea.
That's an excellent idea. Listen, you can't give us all your good ideas on air. Shh.
Why are you sharing that in the public? You better go and get the Moses app, Moses.app or MosesApp.com or something real quick.
No, that's an excellent idea.
It is. No, I'm laughing, but it is.
My people out.
Fred says, so invite is an app to encompass the annoying group text. Fred, because this, okay, say you have a family group text and the family's coming, but you don't want to put your friends in the family group, or you don't want to send to more than one group because this friend group, that, you know what? You have too many groups. So this kind of gets rid of that. Kind of. It's like Evite.
I hated Evite because Evite I was like, stop asking me for stuff. Just either I'll go it or not. Don't do all that extra. But this was easy. It wasn't no extra drama. Dr. Tachi, you get my invite?
So this and remember app fatigue and I'm in so many groups or I'm in so many whatevers and I don't have time for all these things popping up. And Apple goes, hey, I got you. Just send this Apple invite.
Okay, and here's the other thing. People need to, if you don't understand the dynamics of group chat, don't do it. Please stop. Let's just do not do group chat if you don't know how to use the system. Put it down. We don't want to hear from everybody.
Oh, I hate them things. I'm like, what? Why am I in this? Leave. Why am I in this?
And why do I have to put up extra time to leave? Oh, I can get Moses to get me out.
That Moses idea, Fred. Hey, you better copyright, trademark something. Go and check it out right now.
And yes, I did get your invite.
Okay, cool.
So join us if you're in Sacramento. Come on over.
I'm signing up now.
It is. This is actually pretty good. I was like, okay, and it wasn't deep, where you had to do a bunch of steps.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Because you had, okay, I need to send an invite to the housewarming, like the example they had the housewarming party at a baby shower. You got your group chat of your friends, you got your group chat of your family, you got your group chat of this, or you got coworkers who are not in the chat. So I gotta send it, 5 different ways, and Apple goes, hey, here's one way. One road.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Cool. And when people respond, you don't get a chain response to everybody.
Girl, I don't like her. I'm not coming. We didn't ask you for all of that. Just
you know she's in the group chat, right?
Hello.
This is just a real offside quick thing because I went, I went to Google, my G app. I always go there, even though there's other places to search. And I love that Google has, when you search for something like Apple invites and I scroll down, it says what people are saying. And then it pulls in reviews, it pulls in stuff from Reddit, it pulls in articles, it pulls in YouTube videos talking about the video, Mac rumors. I love that. And it pulls in Instagram posts. Somebody posting on this, Matt rumors posting on Insta. So I love Google for that. That's why there's other places to search, but I will always love Google for that. Cue the Dolly Parton, Whitney Houston's song. But I just thought that was fun because that's something. I don't know how long it's been there, but I just went, oh, wait a minute, it says what people are saying, which is what I want to know. I want to know what people are saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they when they started doing that, is when Google was barred, and you know how everybody was talking about Google is late to the table with the AI. Well, their AI have caught up because
but I love that calling it what people are saying. Like that got me. Like that was like real people talking. Like it wasn't, oh, this is AI generated, blah 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 blah.
No,
summary. I don't want that. Tell me what people are saying. Hey, you got me. What? Hey, what's the buzz? What are people talking about?
It was good. And searching for Google, that I go up to the top and get all of that detail first,
right,
before I go down and start looking at websites and stuff.
Right. I've seen it. I just was, my mind just shuffled it to the side. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Because it could say top stories, but it doesn't. It says, what people are saying. I'm like, well, that's what I want. I want to know what the conversation, and I'm assuming, well, it is, the YouTube videos, the Instagram posts, it will probably pull in LinkedIn if somebody was talking about this on LinkedIn, which it showed me they're not, or it may be. Is there more?
It tells you the source too.
Yes, that's what I like. So a lot of this is YouTube. Here's another win for YouTube. If you're talking about something that people are searching for, Google is going to show it to them.
Why? Because they own that too.
Yes. So there's like at least 8 videos in this the carousel that you just swipe left and right. So again, I've seen this before. I just really did not pay attention to it. So And it's not the top stories. Top stories is the articles from Mac Rumors, Life Hackers, Engadget, The Verge, which I expect to see that. So no, it's just just remarking on Google.
Okay,
Cool.
so I'm sorry. So we can move on. I didn't mean to.
No, I did. I missed that one.
Bring
Thank
up
you for putting that one in.
Yeah, because it snuck up in there because they didn't,
Yeah, it looks like the last 2 days. So I didn't see that one. I was like, well, I would have included
happened
that one.
yesterday. I think they
Thank
launched
you.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, last minute breaking news. Love it.
That's actually news we want to hear.
There you go.
Okay, so Dr. Tachi, what you got for us today?
She might be on pause. She's
Mhm.
on mute.
No, I didn't. No, sorry.
Nice.
I didn't realize that I was muted.
Oh, okay.
This wonderful microphone. Again, if you touch it, it's a touch bar. So I was adjusting it, and if you make a mistake and touch it, you touch to mute it. So I didn't realize it was. I was it's red. So
no, I think you said your phone rang or something happened with your phone, right? So that's the way.
Oh yeah, people love to contact me when I'm on air. It never fails. So
maybe she's on a call.
So no, that was me. So good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, it's morning for the two Californians, but not for us on the East Coast. So good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Where my sister lives, it is actually the next day. It is tomorrow.
All right.
Yes. So happy Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. And people in Hawaii are actually either just waking up or still asleep. So,
dark.
Yes. So let's talk about some of the things that are happening, have happened, will be happening, etc. Let me start with
that's a Grammy talk. No.
Yeah. There is Grammy talk. Okay. Let's open up with that. So sometimes it's a process of me deciding on what we're going to open up with. But let's talk a little bit about the Grammys. Who watched the Grammys? Anybody?
I did. I had it on. I didn't watch it. It was on.
And therefore you didn't watch. So anyway, no, because
I did. Wait a minute. I watched when I glanced at. I was my one comment was like, "Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?" So I didn't know anybody.
It's interesting. So what was interesting about this? I actually just saw. So I didn't read the article, but there is a columnist for the Huffington Post that said that after the California wildfires, that the Grammys was just the release that she needed, and I think that I haven't looked at the numbers in terms of who watch, how many watch, because overall viewing of award shows is down. But I need to look, maybe when we're on, I'll look, or one of you can take a look and see what the numbers were, if you don't mind, for the Grammys, because while it may be down, I suspect that because of everything that's happening, there is an air of escapism that people just we're tired and we want to be done with the situation at hand. But in the meantime, I'm going to escape into this world. And it may have been
okay. So this is status stuff. 15.4 million Americans watched the Grammy Awards ceremony. This figure marked a decrease from the previous year, represented the fourth lowest TV audience since 2000.
Okay, so we're still tired.
I'll put the link in the
chat. Great.
Yeah, in the chat.
Thank you. So as suspected, I didn't think there was a massive increase because of these things, but 15 million or whatever, that it's a decrease, but that's still people watching. Okay, so that's interesting. Now, so there are a couple of things that are interesting that happened that I noticed, and I'm sure, Terry, you will. I did not watch the whole thing. I watch updates. First of all, I too have award show fatigue. I watch to an extent because I know I need to do so for everything that I do. But, as my mother always said, they've made it. Whenever we used to ask to stay up to watch the American Music Awards or something, my mother was always like, they've made it. Meaning you need to go to bed so you could go to school so you can make it too. So my sister and I always now say whenever we see, people with a whole bunch of money, whatever, they've made it. So that's our thing now. But so that I'm like, whatever, they've made it. But it is interesting in terms of what I report and talk about. So there are a couple of things. So let's talk about now. And actually, this Sunday is going to be the Super Bowl. I do have a story in terms of Super Bowl and ads, but who is going to be the halftime show at the Super Bowl? Do we know?
Kendrick Lamar, the winner of the record of the year and the song of the year and the rap album of the year. And he had an armful of Grammys.
Exactly. Kendrick Lamar is doing his thing off of an album that was a diss record to Drake. So, at mid last year, toward the end of last year, the big thing was the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And here's the ultimate thing. The fact that, and congrats to you, Kendrick, because I think he is an amazing lyricist and a poet. When you look at what he writes, poetry, definitely. But when he went on stage to receive his Grammys, you'll notice that he had on an entire denim outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know what an entire denim outfit is called in fashion.
What?
It's called a Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, if you wear, and this actually comes from, is it Bing Crosby? Yes. So Bing Crosby was trying to attend something in Canada.
Canada. Oh, it just hit me.
Yes. Say he trying to attend an event in Canada, and because he was casual, he couldn't come in. And so based off of that, a designer made him an entire tuxedo made out of denim. So that's where the term Canadian tuxedo comes from. So if you've got on up and down, head to toe, that's denim, that's Canadian tuxedo. Now, who's Canadian in this
Drake.
Drake is Canadian. So it was a dig at Drake. The fact that he went on stage in a Canadian tuxedo to collect his Grammys. I found that very interesting.
I thought he was just being chill with all the I was like, oh yeah, that's all the denim, hip hop. That's all. I wasn't thinking Canadian tuxedo.
Oh no, that was a Canadian tuxedo, my friend. Now
I did not know, now I know.
I cannot say for sure that it was intentional.
No, it probably was.
It was intentional.
Go with it. Go with it.
I'm going with my gut, especially based off of the song and all the innuendo in the song.
Yes,
that was a Canadian tuxedo.
Because all of 2024 was that for him. So yes, let's continue the narrative. That would be.
That's it. He won his awards, and not only am I going to win, I'm going to go in a Canadian tuxedo. Insult to injury.
Very subtle.
Challenge. Okay. So, if we remember that episode of the Cosby Show. Anyway, so I found that very interesting. There were this was also the year of Black women winning a lot of things, which was extremely interesting. If you notice the people that won, so was it Best New Artist she won? I don't know if you all know Doechii. Yeah. So
I didn't know who she was until I watched the Grammys.
Now, I know Doechii. Mm-hmm. She did a Tiny Desk concert. And I pay attention to this stuff. She's she's from here, not South Florida, but Tampa, Florida, 4 hours from where I am.
She shouted that out.
She shouted out Tampa, definitely. And so, the thing is, there's a whole, going back to the South has something to say. That was something that Outkast said at the Grammys in, was it 2000, I believe? Mm-hmm. I think it was the year 2000.
Yes.
No, it had to be before that.
It could have been before. Yeah, it probably was.
I think it was like mid 90s. I want to say, because I actually got to meet Outkast at the Black College Radio Conference that was held in Atlanta. So this was before they got big. So anyway, Outkast said famously, and this is actually the title of a documentary by Ernie Suggs, who is from a writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He did a documentary called The South's Got Something to Say, and it looks at Southern hip hop. And so using that as a metaphor, it seems like the South still has something to say because she's coming out of Tampa, Florida.
Let's say a southern rap, because Georgia's like South, but Florida's like way South, like more South.
Right. And here's the thing, the culture, well, unless you're talking about Tampa is a little more metropolitan. However,
okay,
depending on where if she's from the city of Tampa, that's one thing. But if you're someplace from like Plant City or inside, there's a lot of rural area here in Florida. So like if you're from Plant City, that's country.
Okay. So yeah, let's call it that country, because I'm thinking with people like I can't remember her name. Diamond Princess. No, not Diamond Princess. Miami rap. I'm trying to think of.
Oh, you're talking about Lou, the whole Miami scene.
Yes, that
and Trina and
Trina, and they represented back, way back, that it was like, okay, Florida, but now here we are with Doechii. She's coming up with, like you saying, that Tampa area, which is a whole different vibe.
Exactly, because when you think Florida and you think hip hop, you are going to think about quote unquote Uncle Luke. You are going to think about Trina, and some of the other well-known Miami
the 90s era, yeah, Miami rap. But she's not Miami rap. She's Tampa, which is like you're saying, the country area of it, which is fine. And from what I saw of her, she said what I got from her speech was being yourself. So if that's who she is, she's proud of it.
Absolutely. I mean, and well, see, I don't know. Again, Tampa itself is not country, but once you get out, like in the Tampa area, in the rural areas, like I know from but Plant City is where they grow lots of strawberries here. So most of our strawberries here come from Plant City. Well, they grow a lot of stuff here. So yeah, it's just Florida does have a very interesting history when it comes to people of African descent in general. So whole other thing, but I found that interesting, and congrats to Doechii. I think it's when her speech was so full of humility and full of genuine gratitude, which I absolutely loved. So now we're moving on to some other things. Now, why can't I, Chapel Roan? I don't know if you all know Chapel Roan. Yeah,
I do, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I know.
So Chapel Roan won. Okay, I needed to have the list up of who won what. I don't, but Chapel Roan did. She won. She did perform, and she won
Best New Artist.
I want to say it's that, but I could be wrong. So
it might be Best New Artist.
It could be. I'll look it up. I think. But the interesting thing is she took the opportunity during her speech to talk about how the industry needs to better regard and pay their artists. Notoriously, the music industry is horrible when it comes to recognizing the humanity of their artists and equity in pay and not even equity, fairness in pay. It's like, here's 1 cent for you and the rest is for us. It's a very selfish industry. It's a very predatory industry when it comes to artists. So she knows this, she sees this, I'm sure she's experienced it, and she took the opportunity to use that platform to talk about it. Whether or not it will change anything, I probably not. But
she did win Best New Artist.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I don't remember too much about her. I just
exactly. So but anyway, she took the opportunity to do that. Oh, and going back to Doechii, she is only the 3rd woman to win album of the year in hip hop. The first was Lauryn Hill. The other one was why do I not know her name from Love and Hip Hop? You know who I'm talking about. She's from the Bronx. Or is she's from Inwood, actually, which is
Zendaya?
No, I see her name. She has this
Let me see. Let me
Weird. She's loud.
let me see.
She's married to Offset. What's her name?
Oh, Cardi B.
Thank you, Cardi B. Why her name was I was about to go. She's half Trinidadian, half Dominican. I was about to go into all of that. All right.
Yeah,
So,
she won best rap. Don't you won best rap album?
Best rap album. So she's only the third woman. The first was Lauryn Hill. The second was Cardi B, and now she is the third.
Right.
So, and this again, rap has been a category at the Grammys for quite some time now. So the fact that she's only the third is interesting. Interesting. So yeah. So all right, off of Chapel Rona. So let's get to the big thing of the year. That after decades of making music and not winning album of the year, Fina Damn Lee, Beyonce won.
Mm-hmm. They call her the Susan Lucci of the Grammys.
She is the Susan Lucci of the poor Susan Lucci, but yeah, she is the Susan Lucci of the Grammys, and she was genuinely surprised when if you saw her, she was like, "Me?"
It's a meme that they are running around with wildfire because she had just come in to the Grammys. And it was the best country album category. And Taylor Swift came up there. She had just sat in her chair because there's audience video on TikTok or whatever. She just come in, sat down, and they called her name. And then that's why she was like that, because she had just come in. And this meme of her going like that, people are running wild with this thing on social media. So many.
I've seen some of the stuff. I'm like, you all are wild.
You seen it?
Yeah.
If I send you this on a Zoom, something I seen you. If I send you this, something. But the meme of her going, and then her daughter Blue Ivy had to tell her mom, "You won, get up." Like,
exactly
like this, because what happened was she just walked in, like she just sat in a chair and they called her name, so she was like flat. So, but it's a funny meme. I love that meme because she makes a genuine
response. Yeah,
it was very genuine. She was like, "What, me?" Because it was the country, best country album.
Now, and before anybody says anything, it's not just anybody who determines. Sometimes we are questioning who does it and why.
They bought
but it is Nashville folk who actually selected it. So it is country music people. It's country music brigade that selected it. So it's not, this didn't come out of left field, out of nowhere.
This is them voting.
They voted. Nashville people voted on this.
And it kept saying it all night. 13,000 Grammy voters, they kept saying the number. And I was like, why are they saying that? It's because of, things like this. And then also I'm hearing talk of, this was the DEI Grammys. And I'm like, you people.
Well, let me just say this, and I won't get too into it. Jasmine Crockett summed this up very well on
she said something?
CNN.
Okay.
So she did an interview on CNN and basically said, look, it's the mediocre ones who have a problem with. She was raw. I urge you.
She's raw. I love her. I follow her everywhere.
I urge you to go and watch. She said, I won't say how she said it, but she said it's the mediocre ones who have the problem with it, because this is always what it has been. I don't have, she said, I don't have a problem with, why I'm not worried about it, because I know I had to work 10 times harder to get this seat than they did to get this seat.
Right.
So she said, when you look at me and then look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, when you look at me and then look at the other one, there is no comparison. She said it exactly like that. So
she's right. She's right.
Absolutely. So again, to your point of the so-called,
that's what they're saying, not me.
Exactly.
I'm seeing this is the conversation that this group of people are saying. Oh, it's the DE. That seems to be the new slur word of.
It is. It's the same thing they did with woke. the conservative brigade is taking it and turning it so for their benefit. And then, but this is the thing, this is an external locus of control. When we talk about locus of control, when you have an external one, you attribute bad things that happen or things that don't go your way to everybody else but yourself. How about because you're mediocre or subpar? How about be excellent? How about that people who win things and do things, what DE&I does, it does not strip the requirements from things. It does not do that at all. You still have to be excellent. And I submit to you, the people who are 10 times more excellent because they have to work 10 times harder to get to the thing and not be called subpar. So the thing is, you've just been so used to not having to try to get your seat because of who you are. Now you're faced with someone who actually does know their stuff. So our excellence calls out your mediocrity. So I don't feel sorry for you. Be excellent. Stop being mediocre. And if we look at what's going on now with who's in charge, they are sub-mediocre. They've never had to try, never had to do anything. So of course we're going to swim circles around you because we've always had to try. I mean, it's simple math, but because you're subpar and sub-mediocre, you can't do math. So be gone. Shoo fly, don't bother me. So in any case, to your point, that's the thing. It's only the mediocre people that are concerned about that. People who try and who are excellent, they're not worried. It's subpar people that like to point fingers outside when nothing else has been done to ensure that you fail. See, it's one thing when you're talking about failure and roadblocks are put up, but for you, you've never had a roadblock. There's nothing up there to make you fail. So I don't feel sorry for you. You tripped over your own feet, witch. That's what that is. Anyway.
And another point, because I'm on looking and listening at conversations everywhere. There's another thing about why did Cowboy Carter win Album of the Year? Because it didn't sell anything. And I was like, this award is not about sales,
right?
It's about creativity. So if you go outside of your genre, that's why if you listen to her speech, she talked about genres. She got out of her box of her genre of they want to stick you in the pop box, and you can't break out. They meaning
the industry.
Yes, the industry. And I'm pretty sure her record company thought this was a horrible idea. No, you cannot do a country album. She says, I'm gonna do it anyway. Got out of her box, jumped into this other box, did it because, like Dr. Tati says, the excellence of it. If you've been singing since you were a child and you've been in a group and you've done this and that, you apply your hard work, your knowledge to what's happening.
And see, here's the interesting thing. I don't know why. I do know why it's a problem, but let's look at Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift was a country artist originally.
Yep.
She's winning things in the pop category because country doesn't cross over like pop does. So did anybody have anything to say?
No.
When she made that has been making pop albums and she is a country artist.
They congratulate her. Oh, wonderful.
Nobody said, Pim, I don't have to say why that is because we're tired of explaining to people who refuse to see. At this point, I just think that these people are a lost cause. There's nothing we can do for them. You have to stay at the base of the mountain while we climb to the summit.
I just
amongst yourselves. That's fine.
I just observe and I go, yeah, whatever. And I always love that the thing that she does is a history lesson, a spotlight on those who have been forgotten or pushed aside.
Absolutely.
Genre thing. So that's why I see these people online. Oh, but it didn't sell anything, but it fell off the charts. But I said, listen, Album of the Year is a creative award. They award creativity. Did you stretch? It's the same thing with the Oscars when a glamorous model like actress strips down and no makeup and is greasy and just gritty, and they win the Oscar because they broke out of the mold of what they were doing of the glamorous, dolled up, whatever that type is, and they do a role that's so gritty and so opposite, and they show their acting chops. The Oscars loves that. That's where you get the best actress from. Same thing with the Grammys. When you go in and you can look at all the other album of the years, go back and look. There was, I'm trying to remember, she lost against the guy. Is it Gote? She lost a few years ago to somebody. I think it was Gote or something. Nobody ever heard.
Oh,
you remember? Is it Gote?
No, it wasn't Gautier. It was
It's somebody. And people went, who?
Beck.
Yes. People are like, well, what? Who? What? Because they're associating album of the year as this is the best-selling album of the year. No, that's
right. And with popularity. And Beck's
Right.
album, I actually used a song off of Beck's album to choreograph a piece. So that's why I knew Beck.
Right.
So,
but people were like, who? Who? Because they think it's a popular, and they, when I say they, I mean Gen Z. They think it's a popularity contest or a sales contest.
It's
That's
everybody.
Billboard.
And the Academy has done nothing to dispel that myth that it's about popularity. So of course you're going to go in argumentative. Well, why didn't such and such win? It's not about popularity.
They allow that because they want viewership for the show. That's why they don't correct it. But but if you've been following Music Lover and Grammy from back when, I remember when Paul Simon won for, I can't remember what it was.
Graceland.
The African
Graceland.
Yes, he won for Graceland, and there was another what? But he broke out of the mold of what he was doing, and he did something new, adventurous. He went out and made new music.
Yes, with Lady Smith Black Mambazo, one of my favorite groups.
Yes, and he also spotlight voices, singers that you never heard of from a whole nother side of the world. So Grammys rewarded that. Because it's creativity. It's called, and what is it? I'm trying to think. Grammys, what's the full name of it? It's Grammys something creative something.
I can't remember. I just know that's what
the true Grammy voters, and I mean the older ones, that's what they look at. Creativity. They don't look at, well, this was the #1 selling album, or Taylor Swift put out 50 versions of one album to game the system. They don't reward gaming the system. They reward creativity, going outside of your box, doing something different, going out on a limb, and they reward you for that. So that's what happened here. And those people that don't understand, I don't like country. Oh, why can't she just sing R&B? Why? Do you do the same thing that you did 20 years ago? No. So
I think what we have to think about and realize is with artists in general, fans like what they like, and they don't want you to change.
That's cool. Go listen to Dangerously and go listen to her first album. If that's what you want, straight R&B, go get the first one and love it. Well, but this is why Madonna was such a big hit in the industry, because she changed her sound every time. Some of it worked, some of it didn't, but she didn't stay in the box. So that's why.
Exactly. I mean, and this is how we have to look. I just talked about Outkast, Andre 3000, and his Flute album that he came out with last year, which I think is a beautiful.
Can I tell you, tribute. I love that. That is great.
Yeah. I don't know if Fran or Terry, you've heard Andre 3000's album, but of course he's a member of Outkast, and everybody, when he said he was coming out with an album, people were like, yes, because Outkast is so beloved. They
thought it was going to be a rap album.
They thought it was going to be a rap album. Mm-hmm. And he's like, we're not doing that.
It's like, I'm in a different spot.
Flute. So he's been learning and playing the flute for a while. So it was a whole flute album.
And not the flute like this. It's a different kind of the long
flute, right?
Flute. That's like long and big. I don't know the name of it. And those type of flutes, like not the silver one that you see in a marching band, different ones.
So it's just really a beautiful album. You can listen to it on YouTube if you look on his page. So the whole album is there, and he dropped it like at midnight one. So some people were confused because they were expecting a rap album, but it is a beautiful piece of work.
They were expecting Hey Ya.
Exactly.
Hey, no, but no, he's another artist that pushes the limits and breaks out of the genre. And it's not his album is not for everybody. I'm gonna tell you right now. You may not like it, and that's good, but he got a nomination, album of the year, and that shows you that they reward creativity and not this is pop music or this is the number one selling. This sold so many albums. They don't do that. It's creativity. So that's why he got his nomination. I was hoping he would win, but I was like, I don't think he's gonna win. But he won just by being in the category because it's
a nomination is a big deal. I think the fact that your peers feel that this is something to be nominated, I think that's a big deal. So anyway, congrats to everybody at the Grammys. Those were some key moments that I wanted to bring up.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a few things that before we vamoose that I'd like to also talk about. Let's move on to YouTube's quarterly ad revenue. They've topped 10 billion for the first time in Q4 of last year.
Ooh.
That's a lot of ad revenue. You need to share that wealth, YouTube, because you didn't get there by yourself. You got there because you've got amazing creators like all of us over there. Yes. So they surpassed 10 billion for the first time in the fourth quarter of last year. Their revenue from YouTube ads jumped 13.8% year over year in Q4 to 10.47 billion, up from 9.2 billion. And they announced this on Tuesday. Yeah, absolutely. So they typically don't. Alphabet is the parent company. We forget about Alphabet, but they're still the parent company to YouTube, Google, and all of that. Alphabet typically does not disclose YouTube subscription revenue separately in their earnings reports. That's usually included under Google subscriptions, platforms, and devices. That's a category that they have. So revenue from that segment, the one I just said, rose 7.78% year over year to 11.63 billion in the quarter. So somebody's making money over there. So overall revenue from Google services, and Google services is things like YouTube Music and YouTube Premium, that surged 10% to 84.1 billion, up from 76.31 billion in Q4 of 2023. So that made operating income from those services climb to 32.8 billion, up from 26.7 billion a year. Are we hearing the numbers that are coming? This is some serious stuff.
It is.
These people, they no be play, as we say in Nigeria, okay? They're not playing. So
they no be play.
They no be play. All right.
They no be play. They no be play. See, I listen to you so much, I'm starting to sound no be play.
Nah, these people, this Alphabet, they no be play. So this is interesting indeed. I'm going to watch. It's after these earnings calls. It's interesting to see what they do. They're going to obviously continue what works, but what new things are they going to implement? And so I'm going to be waiting for YouTube and what they're going to implement new.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so, and I know that TJ loves the numbers.
Listen, so. I always say YouTube because I hear the stuff about Instagram and if you really want to have a piece of land and grow it and this and all and have the most control, like Dr. Tati said, they're not giving up the whole farm, but they're giving you more than the other guys.
I was just gonna say that they give you over half.
Yeah,
like in ad revenue, like you got your channel set up, and they give you a big chunk.
I really think that people don't sleep on YouTube this way. because they think it's hard. And I always use the farming analogy, like you bought a plot. Oh, I'm leaving New York City. I'm going to be a farmer, so I'm going to Vermont. I'm going to buy a farm. And you go out and buy the farm, and there's nothing there but an old shack. And you're like, well, where's the farm? It's there. You gotta put the work in.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Yeah, that's an excellent analogy because people think
They broke.
exactly. And he also said Mickey D's has not changed the secret sauce. YouTube, no, exactly.
It's the YouTube has got the great going forward as far as, because you see what Meta did with the community notes, and you see the thing that happened to X and whatever, is that YouTube is going to give you the greatest reaping of a harvest than the others.
Exactly.
But you gotta put in the work.
Bought that. Hey, the farm, like, where's the farm? Well, you got the plot of land. That's your farm. Guess what? You got to get out there and turn over the dirt and put the seed in and fertilize it and water it and watch it and keep the locusts and the whatever, the pests from the squirrels and the whatever's coming to get
not the locusts, not the biblical plague.
It just came, locusts just flew into my. But I'm like, there's a lot of work, and a lot of people, they don't want to do that. They want the instant gratification. Well, Instagram used to. That was, you know how long ago that was, people, when Instagram?
Fred, this is interesting. So he says, I'm waiting for them to create a platform like Pluto. They do need a format for the free movies and shows with a better user experience.
Right.
So yeah, so those are called fast channels, as Fred knows, free ad supported television. So that's like Pluto, that's like Tubi, that's there are a whole bunch of fast channels. So that's something that they need to do. Delivery, Fred, what do you think about delivery of that? Would that be something, because typically fast channels are their own app. They're delivered via things like Roku, Chromecast, Fire TV, Apple TV. So they're their own app. Are you suggesting that they should create a YouTube fast channel that would be an app that you could pick up on these places? Let me know. Any case, yeah, so that is what is happening with YouTube. Let's see. So did you talk about Easyode?
No, we didn't talk about that. Go ahead.
Okay. So because it's music, I wanted to talk about
No, I don't. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So TikTok's parent company, which is ByteDance, has quietly launched a music licensing platform called Easyode. That's hard to say, but it's EASYODE, Easyode. Yeah, it's hard. Anyway, so it's a licensing platform for short form video, advertising, games, and other visual media. And it's big business. So if you know, these are places where you could go to get, like this royalty-free music for your stuff. So Epidemic Sound is one, right? Sweden, that's out of Sweden, valued at 1.4 billion. Meanwhile, TikTok, which the parent company ByteDance, is valued at about 300 billion. So they have a service that works basically the same, that could shake up the global music licensing market. So again, it's called Easyode, and they describe it as a, quote, one-stop rights cleared music platform. So I didn't even know of this until I saw this. And there's not a whole lot of information online about when it launched. And ByteDance really hasn't responded to requests for interview. So I'm getting this from Music Business Worldwide. That's one of the places that I get my music news. And so according to the U.S. Copyright Office filings, it's a Cayman Islands based. It's under their Cayman Islands based affiliate Lemon Incorporated, Lemonade. Right. And so they filed 2 Easyode related trademarks for the word mark and the logo. Yeah. And it's live. It's live and it's registered. So they've been registered under categories including music licensing services, namely commercial administration of the licensing of music and others, and also downloadable mobile applications for mobile phones and tablets, computers, allowing users to license, purchase, play, share, download, compose, record, upload, and edit music, songs, and albums. Okay. So they are trying to compete here in the music licensing space. So they're like, okay, no problem. You don't want me to, this is the US because TikTok is not banned elsewhere. Oh, you don't want this? That's fine. We have this other thing. They're just going to keep coming with things. So ByteDance
throwing things at us.
Yes. ByteDance is coming up with music licensing. Go ahead.
So I have a question. So that means if you want to record something, you are no longer restricted to the US. You can go to that platform, record it, and control the revenue from your recordings?
Well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of information about how that works or how that will work once it's fully up and running. That could possibly be the case, but they are in business to make money. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of information, but I'm watching to see, and I'm sure other people are watching to see as well. Mm-hmm. But great question. Fred has a question comment. So you could download a separate app. I would make it a YouTube, a fast channel, and a separate YouTube fast channel and web platform. Okay. My article is calling in YouTube channels. You could download a separate app and still access via browser, just like the others, target to millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, and others, and Gen Z and the rest. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Cool beans. I like that, Fred.
Well, because they've already got Apple TV. I mean, YouTube TV.
They do, but that's different. YouTube TV is like giving you access to local channels and quote cable, what used to be known as cable channels. So that's different from a fast channel that has content that is free with ads for you to enjoy. Usually it's licensed content like older shows, etc. So Pluto is a perfect example of that.
Right. So I'm thinking they can still use that structure. They already have the structure in place with their YouTube TV. Just put the movies and things on that Fred was talking about, which I think is a good idea. Because right now, if you try and watch a movie, it gets tangled up with your YouTube feed of other stuff. And you're like, because they say, do you want to try YouTube music? Do you want to try YouTube movies? And so I was like, I'm confused. Just separate all that stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about, this is interesting too in music. So a UK court has rejected Sony's bid to throw out a case over the ownership of Jimi Hendrix's music. So the company that distributes the recordings of Jimi Hendrix, the Jimi Hendrix-led band, they lost an appeal in front of a UK court, and they were trying, which is Sony, they are trying to throw out a lawsuit that were brought by the estates of Mitch Mitchell and Noel Redding and two other members of the Jimi Hendrix Experience. So let's go back a little bit. Hendrix, Mitchell, and Redding formed the Jimi Hendrix Experience in 1966. Mitchell was on drums, Redding was on the bass guitar, and of course, Hendrix was the vocalist and guitarist. So the band broke up in 1969, and that was 1 year before Hendrix passed away. So Redding passed away in 2003, and Mitchell died in 2008. So the Mitchell and Redding estates are arguing that they own a share of the 3 albums released by the Jimi Hendrix Experience: Are You Experienced, Axis Bold as Love, and Electric Ladyland. Most of the music associated with Jimi Hendrix today, though, comes from those 3 albums, including the band's cover of Bob Dylan's All Along the Watchtower. So Sony cited a 1973 agreement where Mitchell and Redding agreed to never sue Hendrix's estate or record companies distributing the music. Redding got a $100,000 payment. Mitchell got $247,000 in exchange for dropping the lawsuits that they had filed at the time over the band's rights to the music, according to Music Business Worldwide and Reuters. Okay, now didn't I just talk about how the music industry $100,000? That's chicken change. 247,000 chicken change.
Mm-hmm.
When you probably amassed billions off of the estate of Jimi Hendrix, licensing that music for commercials, licensing it for samples in hip hop. Yeah, samples otherwise. This is highway robbery. So, in any case, that's what's happening. But let me just wrap up this by saying the case is actually hinging on how far those rights extend. So more specifically, do they cover future technological changes such as streaming? So at the time, I don't think that was specified because nobody really foresaw the future. And see, that's what's happening quite a bit with certain things. If you remember, Quentin Tarantino and distributing some of his stuff, like the movie stuff, via was it streaming? I can't remember, but it was something that was not covered in the original agreements. And of course, I think it was Warner Brothers was upset that, well, that wasn't covered. So this really has implications for music, television, for licensing and stuff worldwide, because of the fact that now you have to take into account anything that could come up that could be a challenge to that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's basically what this case is about. So we'll see what happens with that. I just found that interesting. I'm going to give you one more and then we are going to vamoose. Let's see. Should I do this? Okay, well, two more. Just to let you know that Canada has kind of experienced a dry spell in terms of location shoots for film and television because of, the Hollywood strikes that have happened. Now it is back up, right? It is back where it was, back where it's supposed to be. So, well, I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it is actually back up since 2023. So they're starting to make some inroads again. And Karen Thornstone, who's the president and CEO of Ontario Creates, which they market Ontario to foreign producers, she's saying, despite all the uncertainty, it does seem to be ticking along very well at the moment. Production levels are looking good for us. The rebound has been strong. We are feeling hopeful. So that's good for Canada. Good. And I wouldn't be surprised if there is more, because of the political climate here, if we start to see more productions really shooting up north. That's always been the case with Vancouver. Vancouver mimics a lot of the Pacific Northwest. So it's like, all right, well, we're just going to shoot at Vancouver because production costs are cheaper there. And Vancouver, British Columbia, I should say, has done a really good job of marketing that industry, or their television industry and shooting and all of that, to American producers, right? So they've done a great job. Ontario does the same thing as well. So it can mimic, when you look at Canada, a lot of it can mimic places here. So
well, I'm glad, because a lot of my shows come from Canada that I watch, and I'm looking for the next episode.
Absolutely. And I've always enjoyed Canadian produced television because I grew up across the bridge from Canada. So we got a lot of, and it wasn't even cable, it was over the air. That's how close we were to Canada, that we were getting Canadian television over the air. So good for you, Canada. Make that money. So again, look, don't be surprised if you see more and more American productions shooting in Canada, particularly because of the political climate. All right. And then finally, where was the one? Let's talk a little bit about do I want to do that? Yes, Super Bowl ads. Here we go. So let's talk a little bit about Super Bowl ads.
Okay.
They are going to be high on AI this year. You're going to see a lot of AI in the Super Bowl ads. The game is actually the game that's happening Sunday is actually expected to include the first TV commercial for ChatGPT maker OpenAI. So we're going to see an OpenAI commercial. Another example is ads promoting AI features from Meta platforms, Ray-Ban smart glasses. You know all about this, Fran. Also Google Pixel phones. Also web services company GoDaddy. There will also be a commercial for GLP-1 injections from telehealth provider Hims and Hers. I've seen that all over the place.
All over
the place, because listen, weight loss is huge business. So, and because Ozempic and these other things you need to get a prescription for, these things I don't believe you need. So His and Hers has been big all over the place. So this is going to be, and they're also you'll see a lot of AI, but you will also see not so much politics. So you're not going to be seeing a lot of political, and nobody wants that.
Well, Boo Boo is going to be at the game, so I don't know how you can avoid it. But anyway,
this is going to be interesting
because he's the first one to ever go. But go ahead. Next.
Moving on, I got a new record in the mail today. Anyway, yeah, so that's going to be interesting. So, Tim Calkins is a marketing professor at Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management, and this is what he says. I think every advertiser went back since the election and reconsidered their Super Bowl plans, because you certainly don't want to get on the wrong side of this administration with a Super Bowl ad. And as a result, lots of things are off of the table. Unilever, for example, and they have the brand Dove. They're going to air a Super Bowl ad about keeping girls in sports, continuing its long-running focus on self-esteem for women and girls. So they're going to keep doing that. But brands that are afraid of backlash are going to avoid emphasizing topics that they played up in the past, like inclusion, wind power, and electric vehicles. So I really, and the Super Bowl ads for me has, in recent years, if you ask me to remember something that's recent in a Super Bowl ad, I can't, but I can remember old ones. And to me, in my opinion, the creativity and the salience of Super Bowl ads has gone down. That also coincides with the salience and of TV in general, right? So we have more avenues to watch things now, and people just simply don't pay attention as much as they did. But I will look to see what the Super Bowl ads will be like. So Mark has some comments. I think you're muted, Fran.
Mark says, call me when they began advertising the severance concept where you can be severed for 4 years.
Well,
and if you don't know what Severed is, it's a show that's on Apple TV where you can, be split from your daytime person to your at-home person. Yeah. Where you can just check out and won't have to be there.
That's a nice concept.
And then he said lots of things off the table, like people of color, women, LGBTQ people, trans people. What does he mean off the table?
Yeah, all of that.
All that. What is that about the end zone? What taking some kind of label off of the end zone?
You know, I don't know football.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I haven't been paying attention, so
I'm going to pay attention because this is
oh,
Fred.
they had a label on the field called "End Racism," and they took it off.
oh,
See if I can share my screen.
But see, this is the thing. This is why, and I will. Okay.
that okay.
Yeah. So you know.
So we're gonna take it off because
we can.
Because nobody wants to be on the wrong side of that administration. They're cowards.
Basically.
These companies, you're a private company. You are, unless you're not.
They're afraid.
Tell
They
the
are
truth.
But you're still subject to
your
government regulation.
Right. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the government coming in and regulating even more than what we're doing now, which eats into the profits.
What's your plan B then?
Well,
And,
here's what.
For example, just real quick, I haven't read the story, but I know Target shareholders are mad because the sales are down. I didn't read the story, but I saw the headline.
Well, I could tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
So there is actually a lawsuit because I can't remember which entity this is, but you know that often when you have a pension plan or you have like your 401k, it's tied up in investments. And for one of these, why am I thinking firefighters? I don't remember who it is, but for this entity, one of the investments was Target. So they are suing because of this. So I guess it's like they're saying, well, they didn't know when they took on equity or they committed to diversity that this was going to be the thing. Very simple. Don't end it. Because here's the thing, and this is very interesting because this is a media thing. I was watching Roland Martin the other day, and he had on Pastor Jamal Bryant, who is the Faith Center in Atlanta. He actually was saying that beginning March 3rd or whatever date it is,
they're going to do a fast,
a 40-day fast from Target.
And so other places.
And there's other places too, right? But he, in this specific sermon or this specific day, talked about Target. And so they're doing a 40-day fast. Now, when I can't remember the organization that's working with them on this.
Go ahead, I'll look it up because I
look it up because so when the questions were why just Target, and they're like, well, no, we're starting with Target, and part of the thing is because Target made a commitment to fund these initiatives predicated on George Floyd. So what you've done now is you have used people, you have tricked us into coming there to spend more money because we think you care about us, even though the whole thing, all of this amongst people is theater, but you committed money and you said you were going to do this shelf space development, etc. And you committed based off of the fact of George Floyd. So we believed you. So now this is a lie, and now you're pulling it. You're a coward. And I understand the regulation thing, but I'm like, there's more of them. You all businesses that run this country, that make things run in this country, than there are of them. And it's been shown that when you push back enough against Tang, he backs down because he really doesn't have that as much power.
I put the link. It's a clip because Roland does like a whole 2 or 3 hours, but this is the clip. Pastor Jamal Bryant calls for a 40-day fast from Target, and the guy from it's the U.S. Black Chamber.
Yes, that's what United States Black Chamber. That's what I was trying to remember.
All of that is in here. I don't see the link to the website that he was talking about, but it's all in that video clip.
I tried to go to the link, and I'm like, I don't think that's right because it took me someplace else.
And there's no, yeah, I'm looking at the description. He doesn't have a link to it. It's just Ron Busby Sr., the president and CEO of the U.S. Black Chambers.
Mhm.
And he mentioned, because I heard the video yesterday. He mentions the website to go because they have a directory where you can buy everything you need from black owned businesses. Like they put the directory together.
I believe it is byblacks.org
I'm
because
not
he
sure. I
said
don't remember because I was
byblacks.us,
listening and doing other things.
but .us did not go through when I tried to go there, but it's byblacks.org. And so listen, here's the thing, and I know it seems grim, but you know, when you are a multinational corporation and you kowtow to the power, to government power, that's where we're like, come on now. You people are not small. So that's why I'm like, if you really care, you're not going to kowtow. Why are you pressured? Again, there's a consortium of you all, unless you somehow are involved.
There you go. You have it. And they're saying that Costco is getting increased sales because everybody's going to Costco because they're keeping their DEI initiative.
Yes,
So
exactly.
they're getting rewarded. And Target is not getting. Target is getting what they deserve because they should have held fast to what they agreed to.
Yeah, that's the big thing. It's the agreement. You made an agreement. You fooled people into thinking you really cared. And the moment the heat gets hot, you take it down. Guess what? It's not like these things are not making money for you, because not only do we go in and buy from those brands that are people of color in there, we always, oh, I need some oat milk. Let me pick that up. So we inadvertently support other things as well, because nobody goes to Target and just buys one thing. Nobody.
correct.
I challenge you to find it, and it's with any other thing. So the fact is, you basically have put us on a line on stage and slapped every one of our faces. So for that, forget you. Forget you. People really think we're stupid. So the whole thing is now that, you know, they've lost. They're losing when it comes to things. So let the people who voted for him support you. Since you let them go there, we won't. So in any case, let's not get political, but this is a media issue as well.
And so, I think the point from the Roland Martin video, that was the buyblack.org is a place where you can go and you can search for these what's close to you, or if they're online and you can order and stuff. But it's all categorized, and they have an AI bot, an assistant called Zuri, that helps you. It finds you what you need. You just put the search in, and it will help you find what you need.
Absolutely. And if for anybody who's interested in produce and farm goods, there is a something called the blackfarmersindex.com. It's blackfarmersindex.com, and it has a map, and it will allow you to find black farmers near you. So if you want to buy produce from black farmers, you can do that. And as we know, black farmers have always been in peril because they're not as well funded as non-melanated farmers. So people who ask, does it matter? Yes, the hell it does matter. And stop arguing with us about why these things matter. And I'm not explaining to people anymore when they say, well, why does it matter? Look it up. I'm tired of explaining to you. I know that I have had to try 10 times harder, and I already have to have the explanation and the answer, but Google is there to be your friend. There's also ChatGPT. I'm not helping you. So call me mean. I don't care. Anyway, so that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that was useful in some sort of way. Didn't mean for this last one to go political, but sometimes it can't be. Oh, this is interesting. You want to read that, Fran, or should I?
I think Fran is muted.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and read it.
I will. As one who this is from Mark, as one whose previous work was DEI focused, including with some federal organizations, I cannot begin to tell people the short and long-term impact of this racist lunacy.
It's my understanding that he has shut down EEOC.
Did that come today?
I thought it was
okay. Can I just interject just a little bit, because I've been having this discussion all week of what this guy can do with his EO pen. Okay, he cannot shut down the EEOC. He cannot shut down anything. A lot of this stuff has to have congressional approval. He cannot do what he's trying to do with OPM. He cannot do what he can do with the Treasury Department. Elon Musk cannot do what he's doing. What's happening now is all of this is in the court system. There's judges from every different states blocking this, blocking that, blocking this. So he puts out an EO. I'm going to chop down. Everybody gets scared, which is what he wants. Then the thing he's doing with the employees, he cannot offer buyouts. That's not how it works. It's not when you're a federal employee. It's not like working at a private company. It's not at will employment. There are things in place. So what he's doing is taking his EO pen and scaring people and trying to bully you into capitulating because you're afraid. And unfortunately, a lot of employees have done that, and they should not. So right now, the thing is that they're telling the federal employees, please do not let this man bully you. They want you to fall down like dominoes. He does not have the right. He's legally, he cannot do that. What he's doing is scare tactics, and it's working.
It's scare tactics, and you're absolutely right. And it's also tying up the court systems with a whole bunch of bogus nonsense so they could go ahead and do other things. So it's just like
look over here.
Yeah, it's
look over here while I steal over here. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're wise to his game. Okay. So,
well, a lot aren't. I mean, we are, because we stay on top of the news and everything. But there's a lot of people. I think they said like 40,000 people signed the
2%. Yeah, 60,000 people. 2% of the workforce of the federal
workforce. So, and see, this is again, all of this is a diabolical plan. So when you have those people, the government is already taxed with in terms of what they have to do.
Right.
So now 60,000 people are gone. Who's going to do what they were doing?
Exactly.
Oh, they're not gone. See this.
And what happens to that institutional knowledge?
See, they're not gone. What it is that it's a scare tactic of sign this paper and I'm going to give you a buyout, but you have to stay working until September. And then maybe I'll give you the money. He does not have the right to appropriate money like this. This is there are different federal agencies that are in charge of things. GSA, OPM. That's all of these letters.
Which he doesn't have the right to dismantle any of these.
He doesn't have the right, but it's being amplified by the mainstream media, which they have a purpose to scare you.
That's the thing. And mainstream, what needs to happen? There needs to be more people who are talking about. So Joy Reid is very good about letting people know what can and cannot happen. Because here's the thing, Joy Reid is also brilliant. She also has a very keen understanding of government and the way things work. Not all newscasters are like that. Not all reporters, anchors, and people in the news are like that.
They want to get rid of her, right? Remember, they wanted to get rid of her. Why do they want to get rid of her? Because of just what you just said.
She's extremely, I mean, she swims circles around everybody. Her and Rachel Maddow is also another brilliant person. But you know, I know Joy, so I know her level of brilliance. So the thing is, you have to have a keen understanding of that. And as I said, so many people don't. So they're doing it as news people rather than as people that understand the inner workings. So they're telling you some things, but it's things that they may have just researched 5 minutes before. So this will be interesting to see what happens.
And I just want to say, I was trying to look up because I forgot where I saw it. Do you remember? Yeah, here it is. Remember in November, I think it was the end of November, President Biden appointed 213 federal judges. He pushed through the lower courts. It was because of this. So some of the judges that he's appointed are blocking these things and they're going through the courts. So
because at the end of the day, here's the thing: you can appoint people, but at the end of the day, you still have to uphold the law. So the same thing happened with Richard Nixon. I think he appointed, like we're talking about Supreme Court now, he appointed 4 Supreme Court justices, but they still voted against. You know what? You have to do what's right at the end of the day. It's the same thing with, even though half of those Supreme Court justices I can't stand, they still voted to allow for, what was it, the indictment to happen. I can't remember exactly, but Tang thought that because he had people up there that they were going to do what he wanted. No, see, what they forget is that this is not a military dictatorship or those types of things. There are still people that are operating under the guise of democracy, right? Even though people are trying to tear it down, there are still people that are operating under that guise. And so it's not just going to happen like the way you would, like North Korea, like you want it to happen, like Russia, like you want it to happen.
Right.
But that's what I have for you today, anyway.
Right. And so that's why I'm saying that it's the initial thing is that they want to shock and awe. So it was like, I got in January 20th and I started signing this because it was to intimidate and to make us people afraid. But I'm saying that, and Carolina can agree with this. We've been on the other side of government. We know how it works. You can't just dismantle things with a stroke of a pen. That's not how the government works. So he's doing these
and
things.
some things are actually enshrined in the Constitution, like citizenship.
Right. And see that, but see, the other side of this, I see as a good thing is that more people out demonstrating. There have been people demonstrating every day in front of the Treasury Department. Good thing, keep it up. But what I'm saying is that things are in the court to where he put out an EO and said, this is the law of the land. That's not how laws work in the United States. Who's in charge of laws? Congress. And then there's things going on in Congress. But what I'm saying is that in the meantime, in that gap, he's writing EOs to scare people, to make you do what he wants you to do, because people are naturally afraid. I'm going to lose my job. I got a mortgage. I got kids in school. I'm assigned this thing without thinking. And that's okay. Because, they're using the tactic of fear. But then I've seen lots of lawyers online. They're not giving out legal advice, but they're saying, if you get this email, do not sign it.
Exactly.
Do not sign anything, because he doesn't have the right
to dismantle the civil service system.
Right. Civil servants, they get paid. It goes through office of OPM. GSA says something. He's trying to get rid of DEI contracts, what they're calling with minority businesses and stuff. That goes through GSA, General Service Administration. He don't have rights to dismantle all that stuff. These are all wants.
And here's the thing: there are no such things as DEI contracts.
No, I don't mean DEI. I mean the minority. The GSA. The government does business with minority contractors.
Yes.
GSA handles that. I'm saying DEI because that's what they're calling it. I'm not calling it.
Yeah.
So, but they want to dismantle that because GSA contracts, the government contracts with minority businesses and other things, people with disabilities, blah, blah, blah. So they want to get rid of that by chopping off OPM. They can't do that because OPM works with Congress. It doesn't work with the president. See?
Well, so far you have a whole bunch of mediocre people in place. How is that working for you? Look at the mess. Look at the mess. I mean, but mediocrity can't spot mediocrity because they're mediocre. Anyway.
Yeah, and see that's what I'm saying. The silver lining of this is that more people are out. And I think every day there's people out protesting in Washington, D.C., which that was not happening before. So we need to keep up. The boycott of Target and all that needs to keep up. The people in front of the Treasury Department and OPM needs to keep up. Congress needs to get out there and say things, because a lot of people aren't paying attention. So this gets the attention. But what I'm saying is that he can't just write stuff with his EO pen and it becomes law. Not how it works. We already got laws. So now everything is a court battle. In the meantime, he's scaring people. See, they're using psychology tactics on us. And I'm like, that's why I don't watch the news. I don't pay attention. I get all my news is from if I go on Threads or if I go, other people talk about, I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, wherever I am, I try to say, hey, this is what reality is. It looks scary. It is scary. But if we band together and stick by the rule of the law, Constitution, what's been written, that's the holding line. So that's your political talk for today.
And it needs to be said, Mark has comment. He says it's not going to happen if people do not cooperate. That is the key.
Right. That's the other part
Indeed.
of it. That's the other part of it. We got the laws, but now we need to, more, like I said, more people waking up and paying attention to, oh, he can't do that. Can he? I'm like, no, but you gotta get in there and
right. And people didn't go to civics class and they don't understand what can and can't be. But there's too much information out there to get the right information.
It's there.
You have ChatGPT, you have Siri, you have Alexa, you got whoever, you can get the right answers.
And a big part of this is like, I hear a lot of conversations, oh, he can't do that, can he? And I'm like, no, he can't. But if you sit back, some things might sneak through that shouldn't sneak through because the loopholes. So
don't go for the okie doke, people.
Oh, yes, thank you. That's it in a nutshell. Don't fall for the okie doke. Get a letter talking about fork in the road. What? No. I'm staying right here at my desk. You want to get rid of me?
This is why you need to tune into BizChicks every week, because we're going to bring you the information straight. You need a place where you can come and understand what's really happening, because TJ, Dr. Tachi, Terry, and myself, we are always looking to make sure you have the right information. Then we're going to tell you, go check it out for yourself. We're going to put a link in the chat. We're going to give you information so that you can be well informed. You do not have to be taken advantage of.
Not at all. The information is there. I think it's a lot of information, so a lot of people give up or don't, it's overwhelming. It's a tsunami of information. So you're like, well, I don't want to, I don't want to deal with that.
A lot of information coming at us.
Because anything you want to know about our government, it's online. It's online somewhere. And it may be legalese or red tape or something, but it's there.
Yeah. So we're here to help you make sense of it so that you can make better decisions and you don't have to panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic. BizChicks is here Monday through Friday. You can become a part of the BizChicks community. Text biz to 33777 or go to bizchicks.net. We will all be back here next Friday, and check out Mark Ward, Fred. Thank you both for being here with us. Anybody watching live and on the replay, Mark got a final joke here. He says, by the way, on a somewhat humorous side, did anyone see the guy that asked Grok, Elon's AI, about Elon? It doesn't even like him.
Wow.
Okay, so your stuff don't even like you. That's bad. You created it. So you got this. You don't got to panic. Check back in. We're here to help you take the hassle out of your hustle so that you can build a profitable business that's fun to run and enjoy your life.
Yeah. Enjoy. Breathe.
See you
Bye,
soon.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
All right. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.